Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of the Dead Realms. This is the crew. So, firstly, we need to address something very important. When we started, we forgot to turn on the keep past broadcasts button. So the first episode, unfortunately, is lost, except to the people who viewed it. In that case, you got something very special for a first session. But I will address a quick recap of what happened last time, and hopefully in the near future we'll create some kind of recap as far as the origins of how these party members came together. But we'll let you know on that. Secondly, you notice that there's only 5 players instead of 6. Our buddy Rogar, unfortunately, is no longer to meet commitments, so I will address that as well at the beginning of the game. Secondly, uh, for from here on, everything should be recorded. Just for simplicity's sake and just for future VODs, we're just gonna introduce the characters again one more time, starting from looking from my Discord, to as far as introductions. So again, so players, just give your introductions, the name of your character, your race, and your class. So starting with Bob.
Um. Oh wait.
You don't have your character sheet up? Oh
Yeah,
no.
I got my character sheet up.
There you go.
Name is Ichabod Iron Eyes. He's a male half elf fighter.
All right. Next thing, Kanye. Class. Name of your character. Race. Class.
Hello, I am Nick, otherwise known as Kanye. I am playing Banthor Ulcris, a male half-elf cleric of Anubis.
All right. Next one up. It would be me, but next one up would be Mike for players.
I'm Rico, Lightfoot Halfling Artificer. Uh, yeah, I might light you on fire. I'm sorry.
Serious?
I am serious. I am playing Axius, a tiefling barbarian fighter multiclass.
All right. And finally, our druid of the group.
My name is Varen. I'm a 492-year-old Volver Druid, Fearbold Druid? Furbold, yeah, I can't remember.
All right.
Plays to the character.
And
Awesome.
I am your humble DM, Tyler, running this extremely hardcore campaign. And if you missed the first stream, it is a D&D 5e campaign where it's an under campaign. Surprise, surprise. But we have different modified hardcore rules. I'm not going to explain everything here, but I'll explain it to you as we go through the game, just like any other classic D&D game. For the players, I linked you guys the playlist on the Dead Realms text chat. So go ahead and click on that for music-wise. And you're going to start at the first one and then just loop that until I say something otherwise. So, with that in mind, let's start today's game. So, what happened last week was that our survivors of the Dead Realms came to meet each other at an abandoned barn. Banthor and Rico, you guys have been tagging along for quite some time. And the rest of the party have been tagging along with each other, Axius, Ichabod, Varen, and Rogar at the time. You guys met up as, well, enemies at first, especially when Rico accidentally pulled the trigger of a flamethrower, causing the other half of the party to burn. But
My
you,
bad.
I guess you somewhat made amends. We don't know yet for sure. But because of the rain and the potential zombies all around, you guys decided to just suck it up and stayed under the barn for the night. That was until the next morning, where the owner of the barn, along, let me just get his name, the owner of the barn, Brem Oatshout, along with his daughter, Anea Oatshout, a 13-year-old daughter, came to the barn and surprised to see the party there. You guys attempted to try to ambush a friendly, kind gestured man, but unfortunately he saw you beforehand. But he did ask you guys in request, because of his injuries throughout the past couple of weeks, to go and find his wife in exchange for some shelter and of the barn, of course, and permanent stay there. Half of you guys didn't listen to that conversation, so you guys decided went hunting instead. The other half stayed and kept an eye on Brem as he was in a cast and was being hesitant about showing you guys his wounds. For the party that went hunting, You hunted an elk, which is good, but you did find his wife in amongst a big horde of zombies, and which was created thanks to Axios's tactics the previous night of driving them away via thaumaturgy. Unfortunately, she didn't make it, and meanwhile, at the other side, Brem did turn into a zombie, in which Rogar killed him, and at that point, Varen, tracking the elk, warned the other half of the party. Then the majority of the party gathered together, fought off some of the horde, mainly Ichabod, driving them all away at the cost of his studded leather armor. Other than that, you guys noticed some zombies have glowing green eyes, which was quite strange. And unfortunately, the wife died, and you orphaned Anea. It was now died, yes, died, quote unquote. And when we mean dying, we mean Axios possibly putting her out of her misery, or maybe turning to a zombie. We'll never know. But we left off with the funeral services of the parents. At this point, it has concluded. At this point, Rogar, seeing so much unnecessary death and kind of feel guilty about Anea, and seeing that Anea doesn't really like him quite much, he decided amongst you guys a few minutes prior before leaving to leave the group in the chance to possibly find this way to stop the plague. And it has been 10 minutes since that, in which he gathered his stuff and leave. It's getting dark. You guys have a dead elk. Anea's status currently is that she's kind of terrified of you, but she's with you for safety rather than actual companionship at the moment. So, with that in mind, you guys are at the barn chilling, and it's getting dark.
Who she's mostly scared
of? Well, she was scared of Rogar because he killed her father at the time. But Axios, she's kind of hesitant. Axios failed the persuasion check to try to calm her down. So she's kind of
I
aware
did
of
an
Axios.
intimidation check.
Oh, you did intimidation.
That's right, yep.
To get her to join
about
us.
that.
Was
Oh,
successful.
yes.
Didn't she like a 20?
He successfully did it,
I mean,
but she's a little terrified because of it. But
well,
that's
I gave
the
her a
current status.
dagger. Like, she
Oh, yes.
should love me
Oh, yes.
for this.
Sure.
Oh, really? You want me to kill a little girl? Let's start this. Let's start. You know what? I'm ready for this. Yeah, I got time
Alright,
today.
so
I got
what do you
time.
guys
I
do?
look at the young maiden and tell her to get over here and help me skin the stag.
All right, she'll assist you with that. Go ahead and just make a general dexterity. Actually, make a survival check with advantage because she's helping you out to see if you can properly skin and properly cut this elk
Watch him get a natural one.
with advantage.
At a 13.
Yep. So you're able to skin the elk. You now have elk skin, correct? Elk pelt, excuse me. Other than that, you're able to successfully cut some meats. Based on the elk's size, it's basically everyone can get one meal for one day, one round of meals and a half from the general size of the elk and such. So it will feed you for tonight and half you guys in the morning, including Anea. So.
All right, while they're doing this, I want to check. You said Annalise was a hunter. Did she have any weapons behind as well when she passed?
You did not check her body before burying her. The only thing you guys took was like her necklace that you gave to Anea.
You're telling me we buried her weapons with her body?
Yep.
I'm digging out.
All right. So while everyone is at the barn, Ichabod and Anea are at the barn. Axios is doing some grave robbing.
Well,
So
what
what
happened to their house?
Their house is fine at the moment. There's a cut-off hole in which you guys used last night, and it was partially burned because of Rico's flamethrower.
I don't remember that.
But what are
so long ago?
But what are Banther, Rico, and Varen doing at this time?
I'm probably gonna be taking a nap. I'm tired. LeBaron's gonna be resting right now.
All right, you're gonna be laying down. Rico, what are you doing during this time?
I'd like to set up my flamethrower at one of the entrances.
Yep.
And then maybe get up on the second floor and take a watch
Okay.
position.
Sure. Make a perception check. Panther, what are you doing during this time?
Probably just kind of help. Well, no, Anea is with.
It's with Ichabod's. Yep.
That's a dirty one.
I guess I'd
All
be
clear
just-
right now.
I would just be saying more last rites.
All right. So,
Guys, I don't see shit out here.
you check everyone in. Ichabod and they are chopping up this elk. Baron is sleeping. You almost tripped on the flamethrower that Rico set, but you see that he's keeping watch. You go to the grave to do last rites, and you see Axius digging up one of the graves. At this point, Axius, you dug up the grave. From her corpse, you're able to find one short sword.
Got it.
You are also able to find some padded armor, if you so desire to. And other than that, you only see just like 10 copper pieces. And other than that, it's just commoners' clothes. There's not much other than the short sword and the makeshift padded armor.
I'm gonna take the armor and the short sword.
All right.
For now.
Okay. Axius, you see. Excuse me, not Axius, Banthor. You see Axius coming out of the gravesite, taking notes. You see Axius coming out with a short sword and some padded armor, and what seems like to be a small pouch of coins shaking.
No, I didn't take the coins. Just the
You
armor
did?
and the
Okay.
sword.
That's fine. My apologies. So you see
He
him
picks
coming
up
out.
the coin pouch and just places 2 copper coins on her eyes.
So you see Axius come out with the short sword out of a grave, along with some padded armor, while you're going back there doing some last rites. And you see this. How do you react?
Half of me really wants to say, "Good job. We need all the resources we need." But the other half of me is just adding grave robbery to a list of sins.
Well, if we got it before we buried her, I wouldn't need to dig it up. One person has no armor left, and the little girl with no armor out here is suicide.
I do want to know that was internal monologue.
That's
Okay.
fine.
I really have nothing to say other than
Yeah, but you two are just staring
I-
at each other.
I
so-
will still say that. Not even
Okay.
unprompted, just looking at him saying that.
Yeah, that's fine.
in times like these, I must agree. We need all the resources we can get. However, robbing a grave is unsettling.
Then why didn't you take it before you put her in the grave?
I figured Rogar had disarmed her.
Whatever, he's gone. We got more people to take care of, and that's all that matters. And I walk out.
Alright. After Tevin, Banther, you do anything else? You see like an empty grave with Annalise's body just chilling there.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go back and just.
The
Alright.
more you see
do
of the
so.
world,
So
the more
by the
it
time you
rewards
finish that, it probably takes you like
With
10
every
minutes or
journey
so.
you take, you're rewarded with points for stays,
Alright, so
airline
you go
miles,
back
and
into the
endless
barn.
experiences. Where can we take
Dinner
you?
is cooking.
Marriott Bonfire.
Um,
Tap to join and start
So
earning.
all of you eat some elk, and night is approaching. And what you hear, when you look out again, just to kind of reiterate for the audience here, when it gets dark, it gets dark. Not dark to where people with dark vision can't see, but it gets dark because there's very little to no light left, and there's not much people in this world anymore. So it is dark, and the only thing you guys hear, other than some of the woodland creatures in the forest that surrounds this barn, but also the sound of the Walking Dead. At this point, you guys have all eaten your elk. So what do you guys do now?
I'm going to bed because I'm exhausted.
All right, you fall asleep.
I was going to say, who would take first
Not even
watch?
gonna set up a watch, huh?
I'm sorry. Are you saying this before I fall asleep or afterwards? Because I got 2 different responses for this
Well,
one.
why everyone's walking off to go to sleep? I'm like, and no one's going to do a watch.
I saved your life.
Franchise
You can
I
fuck off.
did ask who would set up first watch at the same time.
Fine, I'll pick someone in 4 hours to wake up.
See, that's wait.
Um,
So how does his trance work? Like, does he just stay up for the rest of the night?
Trance only, basically for any elf who has the trance ability, they only need 4 hours of sleep instead of 8.
Yeah, I'm a half elf. I have to sleep, so
Yeah, 4 hours.
yeah.
That's full
I'll
elves.
sit up for 4
Oh, full-
hours,
okay,
wake
that
my
makes
crew
sense.
up.
That's fine. I thought half elf was added too. Sorry.
Nope.
Oh, all right. So, how are you guys setting up the watch?
No, off yeah, out of
I'll take
character.
second
I
watch.
mean, yeah, all the exhaust.
This
Baron
is
and
you
I
guys
have exhaustion.
conversating in character, so you could. This is even though this is above table talk, like you guys
That's
are
fine.
conversating as if they were in real life. So,
I mean, the only people actually exhausted is Baron and I. Then our
I took
chances.
a nap in the middle of the day. I should be okay.
So who
I got-
doesn't have dark vision?
I have dark vision.
like the only one that can't see is Rico.
I'm really good with candlelight. You know, if it's like this close.
Rico, my friend, you should go to sleep first.
Won't fight with you. I'm gonna get some gristle from the elk and just pocket that for a spell.
Sure.
And if I can find any feathers or down, I'd like to pocket that too.
Make an investigation check.
14.
14. You look around. You try to look into old coops and whatnot. You see the horse that Frem brought in earlier that day. And other than that, you do see, when you look in the old chicken coop section, you do find one chicken feather.
Nice.
It's like short, like this small, but for you, it's like a little bit bigger.
If it's this small for us, it's this big for him.
Exactly. But you're able to find one chicken feather.
Nice.
All right. So who's
That's
taking first
right.
watch?
Halflings are technically a medium creature too, but we're just treating them like a tiny.
They're short.
I will take second watch. I'm not taking first though. Who else has dark vision again?
Everyone else does.
I have dark vision. I'm taking first watch. So
I'll take
Okay.
second.
I'll join you with the second.
Wake me for the third.
And I
Alright.
guess I'll come on the third one too.
Okay. So, Ichabod, you're all alone. Make a perception check as the first hour of watch approaches.
perception. 14.
14. You look out for any dangers. Currently, there's no dangers around you. But you see further out in the distance, like right at the edge of your dark vision, you do see like a pair of glowing green eyes just wandering about. And you know that could be one of the zombies. You know that this is one of the glowing eye zombies that you saw earlier that day. They're relatively new to you. You haven't really seen one at all until today. It's quite strange, but at the moment it doesn't seem to come towards your guys' general direction. You just see those eyes wandering about.
Alright, I'll keep doing the walk, you know, looking out of the windows and stuff.
You look out the windows, you don't see any immediate threats coming to it, and as the first part of the watch concludes, there is nothing danger. And now it's time for the second watch, in which Ichabod, you wake up Axius and Rico.
I'll wake up Axius and tell him that there's one of the green-eyed zombies out.
Am I still
30
exhausted
yards
or
or
no?
You are a little hurt from that critical hit you took, but other than that, you feel okay at the moment. So
Okay. So all right, I'll look at him as like, yeah. I'll figure it out. We'll take care of it. We'll be safe.
Okay.
And then I just start doing the watch. Is Rico with? Are you with me? Or we taking two separate spots of the farmhouse?
I don't think anybody's woken me up yet. Knowing Rico, he'd probably just sleep through it if nobody woke him up.
I'm gonna resist the urge to straight kick him in his ribs to wake him up. I'm gonna lightly tap. I'm just gonna pick him up. I'm gonna pick him up, and he'll wake up when he wakes up. And I start to watch with him on my shoulders.
Rico, what's your passive perception?
Bad. It's 9.
Oh, you're having a dream, and all of a sudden you're being lifted up on some magical clouds. Axios, you're holding Rico, who is still asleep.
Yeah, I am shaking him on my shoulder, trying to wake him up as I'm doing the watch.
All right.
Yeah,
Rico, you
I think-
wake up.
I think
You're
that would
away
wake me
from
up.
clouds, and you're hovering in the air, but by a hand of Axios.
Do like one of those Running Man things, just like in the air.
Stop
Just some
it.
Hanna-Barbera noise.
I literally put him down and then keep my hand like firmly pressed on his head, and I just start saying, "You can't see out here. I can. I'll point. You shoot. Got it?"
Okay, got it. I'm gonna go get my cannon. I'll be right back. I'll go get my flamethrower and then join you.
All right.
Banthor
Right.
stirs in his sleep, feeling tension.
Exit. So for you two, you can't quite see in the dark, Rico. So you guys have two options. Either Axios can make a perception check with advantage, or both of you make perception checks.
I will do advantage.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll
go
help.
for advantage. Alright, let's roll D. 15.
15. So you saw what you see is what Ichabod described earlier. You see a pair of, at the edge of your dark vision, you see a pair of glowing green eyes walking about, and you hear a bunch of like a group. Sounds like a group of zombies, but not heading towards your general direction. And it seems like the source is coming from this glowing green-eyed zombie, and as it is just wandering aimlessly. But it's not approaching you. It's not coming at you with any danger at the moment. But you do know it's wandering about, and you get the feeling there might be more than just that glowing green-eyed zombie.
Oh, fuck. I look at Rico, and I look back at the zombies, and then I look at Rico again, and I look back at the zombies, and I'm just like, I just hope I don't have to point and you have to shoot before our watch is over. Because, god damn it, I'm not doing this again.
I mean, as long as I'm close enough, you know.
No. Last night, thaumaturgy. And they went away, but they went somewhere else. I'm not doing it again. So you better hope they don't come any closer, because I will thaumaturgy one more time.
Okay.
Yes.
Please don't.
And I just stand there and keep going watch.
You guys are tensing up as you two know about this threat, but nothing occurs at the second part of this rest. It seems like none of you guys are in danger at the moment. We come to the third and final part of the rest. Yes, go ahead.
By the way, if you find a needle, I'd love to have it. I'm gonna do some sewing. So
You want us
keep
to
an
find
eye
a
out.
needle in the haystack?
Yeah.
All right. We come to the third and final part of the watch.
Before that, I
which
do want to
is-
say, because
Go
I
ahead.
saw that, I want to move wherever I'm sleeping closer to the door to where they're watching.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely do that. So as you and Rico come approaching in, you keep your, I guess your, like bed or whatnot, closer to the door. Banthor and Varen's turn is up, but they are still asleep. You can see that Banthor is like has some kind of tension in the dream. You get the feeling he has some kind of weird dream.
I'm going to cast thaumaturgy to make my eyes pitch black as I wake Banthor up. Like, look him eye to eye with pitch black eyes.
Banthor, you're having that same dream that has been occurring throughout the past couple of days that you've been having. the same creature with feathers on it, and something striking you at the end of the stream with glowing dark eyes. But as you wake up, you see this dark glowing eyes come into fruition in real life.
I'll make a
As you wake
Constitution
up.
saving throw with this.
So you awake and there's like this hovering, bulky figure with glowing black eyes.
I have to
What do
make
you
a con
do?
save throw?
Nah, me.
Got it.
What do you do?
I got a 16 plus 2, 15.
You're scared, but then you realize.
How am I scared?
But you realize, it's just Axios.
Your
Trying
turn.
You're not the scariest thing I've seen.
So I actually went with you to wake up Banthor, and as you're trying to scare him, I kind of like have my cannon hidden under my arm a little bit. Like, fuck with my friend, I will light you up.
You do
Alright.
realize I'm resistant to fire, and I have 2 weapons now. Like,
I'm
It's
a
L'Oreal
little
demons.
sleepy. Not thinking about it.
all right.
Right,
Well, I
Ban-
didn't know Rico was coming with me, so I'm gonna go wake up Baron in the softest way possible.
Alright.
I grab
Baron-
Rico by the back of his shirt just to say, go to sleep.
I'll climb up
Ba-
on the second floor or second story.
Sure. Varen, you're having a nice dream of a relaxing time with your animal creatures and your animal friends, and it's a good dream. And you're like, man, that's really good. And as you awake, you see Axios waking you up.
Your turn.
Good morning, Axios.
Your turn. No. It's still nighttime. I'm going to bed.
Oh.
Your turn. You should...
Okay. I had a great dream about flying turtles.
I'm going
Have
to
you ever
bed.
had a dream about pink elephants?
I'm gonna go straight to bed. I'm ignoring all this.
Sure. Sure. You do so. Banthor and Varen, both of you make perception checks. The final perception checks of this series of watches.
Right. Are we allowed to use out-of-game dice as long as we're honest?
Yep. I'm cool. As long as you're honest with your rolls.
Because what is
That's
the
fine.
point of cheating
In a role-playing game. Exactly.
Yeah. Well. Let's see, where's that? Perception plus 0.
Ooh.
cool.
Am I still exhausted technically or no?
I get a plus 5.
You're still
to my-
exhausted, yeah.
To my perception checks. That's a 24.
Okay, I got a 17 then.
24-17. Hey, both of you keep a watchful eye as you're the most rested amongst your group. And Varen, even though your back is still a bit out from trying to drag that elk yesterday, you still perceive what both of you see is now a pair of glowing green eyes. They're not approaching you, but you hear a bunch of tears go, and then a group responding in that same manner. Back and forth, this weird back and forth going on as you see a pair of glowing green eyes at the edge of your guys' division, but they're not approaching you. They're just it is kind of wandering aimlessly.
Are they talking?
I would think they're communicating with each other in some way.
Weird, man.
Very weird.
I don't think I've ever seen a zombie talk to another zombie.
I think I may have.
Oh. Huh.
I'm investigating this plague. This is unnatural. It must have a cause.
I'd assume so. People don't just wake up out of the grave for no reason.
Unless necromancy is involved.
Yeah. Well, what do I do about it? We just sit here and watch them?
Let's walk around the premises to secure our exits.
Alright, you lead the way, I'll follow. I gotta use my cane.
Remind me later to try and fix your back.
Oh yeah, that would be great. I got a slip disc, whatever that means.
All right. As the final watch approaches, you guys see no threats at all coming at you. At this point, Lawrence is concluded. So all of you. So just for the audience, when characters take a long rest, first things first, they get rid of one level of exhaustion. So for Axius and Varen, you both now have no exhaustion levels, which is good. Secondly, players only regain half their hit dice, half of their spell slots, and their character and racial abilities on long rests. They do not gain HP during long rests. This is just to make hit dice matter more in this hardcore setting. But all of you have gained your abilities back. All of you have regained half your hit dice, which I think you guys are level 3, so I would say it's 1. But you guys are awake with some energy, a little bit better than yesterday, and you see the new day. It is, of course, to kind of set the scene. It is the sky is gray. Sunlight hasn't hit the land in quite some time, so other than pitch black darkness, all you really see is gray as the sun shines against the dark and gray clouds. And it is a new day. So what do you guys do?
I'm going to wake Aeneas up with the short sword in hand. First thing
Who are you
first.
waking up? I'm sorry.
The
Aenea.
daughter. What? Aenea.
Girl.
Anea? Okay. You wake up Anea. So you wake her up, budging like the short sword. She goes, is it morning?
Yes. It's time for you to train and to survive. You have the dagger, right?
Yeah, of course. She shows you the dagger that you gave her.
Perfect. Go outside. I'll go find your teacher. And then I go to wake Ichabod up.
Okay. She goes in the bag.
Ichabod, wake up. Hey, wake up.
Hot.
Wake up. Wake up.
Up.
You're
Up.
the only person here who uses two weapons at the same time. I never did that back fighting where I fought. That's not the story for right now. And I give him the short sword. I said, you gotta go train the girl. You're the only one who could do fighting with 2 weapons.
Fine.
All right.
Cool.
I'll head out.
All right. You see Anea just waiting there in the back, clutching to Axius's dagger that was given to her.
Alright, youngin. Have you ever fought with a sword before?
No,
Alright.
I've
I'm
only
not gonna
used
use
daggers.
these then. I'll go out and get like some branches. Or
Oh,
they're
okay.
do they have any garden hose or garden equipment?
Yeah, they have gardening equipment and such like that, and then you could easily get branches and such.
Alright. I mix them up to wooden practice swords. The beginning of it.
Yep. So you're a blacksmith, and so this is quite easily in your skill set. You don't even really need tools to make a wooden sword. It's not like a perfect wooden sword, but it's good enough for
Yeah.
practice. So you're able to craft this to her.
And then while they're doing that, I'm going to prepare the elk for breakfast.
All right. So whatever's left of the elk is basically servings for 3, because you all ate last night, including Anea. So now you only have 3 servings of elk left, and all of you need to at least eat and drink once a day.
So if it was half for everybody, it wouldn't count as eating for the day.
Say again.
You said we have 3 servings left.
Yep.
Does that mean
Basically
every-
enough to eat to serve 3 people.
So
Go
if
to the
I s-
hunters.
Mm,
Doesn't everyone have rations?
Yeah.
I have.
Mm-hmm. We should
Okay.
give 1 serving of elk to Anea.
Are you there with me?
Everyone's waking up, so
Yeah. Yeah. What are we doing today? How about we start there? What are we doing today?
I don't know about you, but I prefer not to eat this dried bread of a ration. Hunting should be one of the top priorities.
As opposed to why don't we just get out of here and keep moving?
We should consider staying for another day so that we may hunt and collect more food. We don't know when we're going to be able to reliably hunt and rest again.
I I weigh the options in my head.
Do
Fine.
they have a garden?
Yeah, they do. But you can see that like it has not been cared for in quite some time. As you are
What?
preparing the wooden sword, basically.
And do they have a scarecrow?
No. You wanted to say something, Baron?
And would it stand a reason that I'm aware of the gardens? Just as weird.
Say again.
It would stand a reason that I'm aware of the garden too. Correct.
Yeah. Everyone knows about. I would say that since you guys were investigating the area last game, you know that they have this big farmhouse, some land that big crops used to be, but clearly has not been cared for, and they have a small garden in the back, which is clearly not cared for in quite some time.
Do they have like a garden hoe? You said they had garden supplies. So I could
Yeah, they
presumably
have
use some of that.
equipment for farming and gardening and stuff like that too, in the second floor.
I would plan on tending to the fields then. I've been meaning to reestablish a garden. I miss my garden.
I think you should do that. I don't think we should stay here too long. I got people to look for. I gotta keep moving. A day I'm fine with, but a garden sounds like months, if not years.
Oh, where do you have to go?
I'm looking for someone.
Okay, where should we look?
I don't know. That's why I'm looking for them. I just know I gotta go west of where I'm from.
Okay,
So-
west. That's a starting place.
Yes, that's all I know.
Okay. Well, I'd love to help you but how are we going to maintain stable food?
We found this barn. Then we kept traveling. We were traveling before we found this barn. We'll find another one, and we'll find another one, and we'll find another one.
Okay, if you say so. I'm not really that hard of a sell.
I mean,
I just
we
want-
got here. We were traveling before we came here, were we not?
I mean, I wandered the woods for like most of my life. It's just kind of a habit.
Whatever. I start eating my rashes as I go out. So
Sure. Rico, what are you doing during this?
Panther, where are we going again?
I'm not sure. The last lead wasn't exactly reliable. For now,
Also, I
say we
don't
move with
have
the
any
knives.
rash.
I've been sharing. I'll share mine with you.
Thanks.
That's if I have one to spare.
Ichabod. While this conversation is going in the background, which
Yes,
you
I
don't
have
know
one to
about,
share.
You've been training with Anea, and you do the standard practices that a fighter would, as far as like practicing using short swords and stuff like that. And you're just starting to show her how to do two-handed weapon fighting, and you see that she's actually like picking it up quite fast. You can tell that she's actually a quick study, as like she's quickly like learning like this, learning already how to do. She's not like a prodigy, but she's a quick learner, and you could tell that she may be able to protect herself, but there's only one way to find out. But you know that she could probably handle maybe a short sword. But as far as your fighter expertise is concerned, she could hold herself for now, but only time will tell.
How is she dressed?
She is wearing commoner's clothes that are basically teared up.
Skirt, bodice.
As far as the amount of clothing she is wearing, she is covered, but you can tell like it's worn, it's like dirty and stuff like that. Mainly, it's like fully covered, but it's torn, it's dirty and stuff like that. So,
Girl, can you sew? For him?
oh yeah, I can. That's what Mother taught me.
Alright. We're going in the house.
Okay, you go in the house. At this
I
point,
take her in.
go ahead.
Searching the house, do I find another backpack?
Make an investigation check.
Also, did I hear them say something about sewing?
As they're coming in, I would say sure.
Okay,
Anyone?
and I'd follow.
Okay. What'd you roll on the investigation check?
21.
21. You dig through the piles of gardening tools, some scrap metal, and other farming equipment, and just some other random junk, but you're able to find one backpack. It's a regular
Okay.
sized backpack. You can see it's a little bit worn, but it should be more than enough to carry a couple of supplies.
Like I said, we go into the house, we go up to their parents' room, and how big was her father?
Average height, basically
I mean-
a commoner.
Did she get away with some of his like trousers and shirts and stuff?
She's 13, so you're not sure quite yet.
All right.
As far as whether she could get away with wearing her father's clothes and such.
Oh, that's why I wanted to know if she could sew throughout the rest of the day. She can fix these to fit her, and
Yeah,
a good
okay.
pair of boots too for her.
Okay, how do you communicate this to her?
I'm standing there holding up the pants. I go, "We need to make these fit you for traveling. You're coming with us."
Oh, okay.
You know, if
I
you
can-
want to.
Definitely. At this point, you guys have never seen Rico, who has been with you the whole time, with his quiet halfling feet.
With those feet I have. Don't
He's
scare
like-
us, short round.
I'm sorry.
I'm used to it. Don't worry about it, Rico. They'll get used to it.
And because I want her to sew, fix the shirts that'll fit her, and I start filling up the backpack with stuff I find in the house that she might need for the road, like a bedroll and water skin.
Okay.
And
Okay, for that stuff, I need you to make an investigation check. Anea's gonna sew a bunch of her father's clothes to see if she can make a makeshift outfit for herself. Rico, you are with her, along with Ichabod. What are you
only
doing?
an 8.
Only an 8? I mean, you find just really just rotten food for the most part. Other than that, and maybe like a sewing kit that she's currently using, not much of value or not much of any supplies other than maybe like, some kitchen utensils and, kitchen knives and such like that, but nothing much as far as actual supplies.
So,
Do you mention the rotten food?
Yes, I did. Oh,
I mean-
who are you talking to?
Bob.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna sound weird, but if I could get some of that rotten food, that'd be really great.
all right. And
And if any of you have an extra sewing needle I could have, I'd like that too.
And he's like, "Oh, I have one here," and she gives you a needle.
Thanks.
You now have a needle.
they only had the sword. They didn't have bows
It
and
weighs
arrows.
5 pounds.
Say again, Bob.
Did they have any like arrows, bow and arrows, or crossbow or something?
No.
No. Okay.
About the map of the area.
The map of the area?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
All right.
What use are they?
I mean, they are farm folk, so.
No, they had to find Waterdeep somehow. They don't just know it automatically.
But then again, you only check the house, to be fair, so.
Alright, I'll check the barn saddlebags carriage.
Alright, you go checking in the carriage. Make an investigation check.
This investigation being a +0 straight roll.
Great roll. See if you can find it.
4.
4. You look all around in the carriage, other than like a tent, and yeah, only like a tent and like a what do they call a matchbox in this? A flint box, I think it's called. Correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong. But that's based on your investigation check. That's the only thing you can find. It's just a tent and that. You don't really see anything as far as like a map is concerned. Or whatnot.
I'm going to pocket the flint box.
You have a flint box now. All right. So Varen, what are you doing during this time? Axios has just finished like dishing out meats and such. Everyone else is doing their own thing. What are you doing during this time?
Is there like shrubbery and like bushes in the near area that's not too deep in the forest where I'd still
Yeah.
be kind of safe to kind of mingle in?
Yep, there is.
I'll just forage for some berries and stuff.
All right, make a. Let's see. I would say make a. I'll let you choose between investigation or nature because you are a druid. So
Let me pull up here.
Mhm.
I'll do nature. Got a little bit of a
Okay.
benefit to it.
okay, make a nature check using your druidic
16?
expertise. 16. Yeah, you're able to find a couple berries, more about 5 in a nearby shrub. You
Would
can
that-
see that these red berries in particular are mainly, they're just like finish, I guess. What do you want to call it? Riping, I think is the lack of a better term. So these are ready to eat, but you only found 5 though.
Would that be enough to consider like a single ration for myself?
So you found 1 ration's worth of berries. And Axios,
Cool.
what are you doing during this time?
So after pretty much splitting up into 3 servings, I already took it off my equipment, but I'm just gonna eat my day rations. I'm not taking a serving, and I'm preparing to go hunt, but I'm not leaving yet.
All right, you're preparing to go hunting. After about an hour or so, you guys doing your miscellaneous task or whatnot. Rico, you grab some rotten food if you want, I guess. And Axios, you're preparing to go hunting. Varen, you found some berries. Banthor, you looked all over the crate, but nothing that you could find, unfortunately. And Ichabod, when you check on Nay, you could tell that she, at this point, has basically what she has is a book bag and makeshift in comparison, she was like wearing a blouse and such, but now she's wearing like proper pants, proper shirt, and just overall better proper gear for her to travel in this zombie apocalypse, basically. And she says, "What do you think?"
You look like an adventurer.
So
And
what do
we
we
can-
do now?
Find you a cloak and a hat. And I should have said this earlier, but before I did all that, I took the elk hide,
Mhm.
I stretched it out and worked on it to cure it to try to help.
Sure.
And my scrap of leather armor, I want to see if I can't mend something back.
Okay.
Where?
So how are you doing that exactly? Like, describe to me how you're doing it.
Well, when you stretch out the leather or the elk hide, you want to scrape any and all of the fat from the inside off.
Okay.
Muscle that you may have missed.
Okay.
And you take salt and you work it into the leather to make it a little bit harder.
Okay. So let me just see here.
While he's doing that, I want to come and give Anea her mom's padded armor as well.
Okay. You give her patterned armor. She has patterned armor equipped to her now. She's not going to be as easy to hit. I would say, Ichabod, make a. 1 second, y'all. Just looking in the Xanathar's guide. All right. So I want you. Are you proficient in leather tools? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, so here's what I would like to make you to do. I would say to take a vote with the players. What kind of check would this require at this point? You would be rolling with disadvantage because you don't have the proper tools to do so. But that being said, what kind of check do you guys?
I would say straight dex because you got to be dexterous to catch everything. Because if you leave some fat on there or anything of that, you're gonna mess up that whole leather.
Okay. So we all agree dex check would be it.
Yeah.
All right. So make a dexterity check with disadvantage because you're not using the proper tools to do so.
All right.
So d20 plus your dex, take the lower of the 2.
An 8.
Oof. Not too good, unfortunately. You try to scrape the fat off with your blade, but fortunately you cut into the pelt, and unfortunately what was once one is now separated into 2. So unfortunately, an effort to try to make some kind of leather armor of sorts is not going to be good. Unfortunately, you could probably use this as like for cosmetic wise or something along those lines, but not
Well-
enough to properly make armor.
My studded leather armor, is it completely ruined, or could I?
Yeah, it's completely ruined and torn off, and it's way back with the horde at this point.
Oh,
We never picked it up.
oh, we never picked it up. Okay, crap.
So at this point, the party has gathered, and you see Anea with some proper clothes for survival.
Hey, can we all like huddle up for a second?
Yes, Rico, my friend.
Anea
Yeah.
will join you.
And I'm gonna wait until we're all within 10 feet of me, and then I'm going to use my cannon in a good way this time. And
Baron flinches.
yeah, understandably. But it kind of releases a healing mist that covers you all, and you get roll for this 8 points of temporary hit points each.
Nice. So as this different cannon, Varen, you think this is another flamethrower cannon, but as the trigger is pulled, you see that a puff of cloud disperses, and it actually heals you up quite well. It feels like a healing spell of some sorts. Nea's like, "Wow, how'd you do that?"
Sometimes it burns the house down. Sometimes it helps, reinforce your health.
I like it when it does that better.
Yeah. It's nice to have a
Hey.
house.
I feel 30 years younger.
How's your back?
Hell, I think it popped back into place when I was sleeping last night.
That's good.
I squint at Rico and then slowly give him a thumbs up.
Rico will remember that.
Says it in the top right corner.
I'm ready to hunt. Are we hunting? Is that what we're doing?
No, we should hunt, yes.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
take out my light crossbow.
And Nea's like, "Can I come?"
This is your hunt. This is your right of passage. Let's
Um,
go.
Okay. She follows you guys. Alright, so you guys are basically leaving, assuming with all your stuff and junk, right?
Yes.
Alright, cool. You go into the woods. Let me see something here. 1 second, y'all. So if you go to the playlist, you're gonna click the next one. So if you're already on the first one, either skip twice, or go to the third one in the track list. Just click on that and just repeat that. At that point, I want everyone to make perception checks.
6.
16.
I'll roll for Anea too.
And
9.
Wow.
such percept.
What about
5.
everyone else? 5. Oof. And Banthor. I think
Very,
you're the-
very observe. Wow.
and
Yeah,
Banthor,
16.
16. Everyone else is just looking around, just trying to find anything, including Anea. Anea, it kind of makes sense because she doesn't really. You get the feeling that she's kind of a novice. But you see Varen, who is an experienced druid, just looking for anything at this point. I think his eyesight's getting worse and worse. And you see everyone just trying to look for general stuff. You are able to find lying about. You see a couple bear traps lying around, but you didn't recognize this earlier. You are around the same area as you guys were, but you see a bear trap there now. You guys haven't seen that, but you're the only one who saw it.
I motion for everyone to stop. And I point at the ground.
You guys see the bear trap.
Does anyone remember these being here before?
Oh. But there was a
Or did we
horde.
even hunt in this area yesterday?
That was a good
This is
question.
like this. Yeah, this is the same area you guys hunted around. While you're
Oh.
hunting, you guys didn't see this at all. This is relatively new, and if you want more information about exactly what this trap is, it looks like it was. I would say make a survival. You guys can either make an investigation check or survival check, and based on whatever check you give me, I'll give you information depending on which one you decide to choose.
I got a 23 for investigation.
Okay.
I got 11 from investigation.
Okay.
And an 18 from survival.
Okay.
I got a 9 for survival.
Okay.
I got a 22 for survival.
All right. So let's go over the investigation part. Rico and Axius, even though you two have tensions going on, you both kind of agreed to the fact that this was recently placed and that, like these types of bear traps only like actual hunters would use, and you guys don't recognize this. This is like a set bear trap. Survival checks, on the other hand, tells a bit of a story. Not only do you also see that this is quite set, it's actually set quite good. Um, More like a hunter, but you see that the trap is actually not rusted or banged up. It looks like it's relatively not new, but like a newly used kind of
Upkept.
condition. And you could see like the mechanisms of how it properly functions and such. And you guys have proper knowledge of attempting to disarm it if you so desire to. But it is currently armed.
Can I take my thieves' tools and try to disarm them?
Sure. Are you proficient in thieves' tools?
Yeah.
So I want you to make a dex check, adding your proficiency.
Okie dokie. Let's see.
I give Rico guidance.
Describe to me how you gave guidance.
I pat him on the back and say, "You got this, Rico."
Let's see. Proficiency bonus right now is +2, right?
Mm-hmm. Everyone should just be +2 at this point.
That's a 6, and then guidance is what?
Is a D4.
Add a
Oh.
d4 to the roll.
Not gonna help too much. 6.
Hey man,
It's a 9 total.
You were one off, unfortunately.
did
Uh,
you? So you added your proficiency to the dex check, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So
the-
you had
plus a d4.
a 6 for your dex check there.
Plus a d4, which I think is low. But regardless, you accidentally set it off. Luckily, not in front of your face. But you set off. It makes this big clang noise, and as it does, Anelia gets kind of spooked. She goes, "Ah!" At this point, you hear a voice that says, "Hey Nash, you heard that? Let's go investigate it."
I ready my mace.
All right.
I just keep it by my side and kind of prep my shield.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the bear trap with me.
Sure.
Stuff it
You
in my
have a-
bag.
We'll need that later, Rico.
What's your strength score?
Oh, is it like pinned into the ground?
Yeah, it is anchored down. You see, unfortunately, so because of your failed check, you are unable
gotcha.
to.
I have a
unanchor it.
-1 strength mod.
Yeah, and traps weigh a lot in this, so keep that in mind. But
It
what is
might
everyone else
be,
doing?
encumbered.
I want to cast Thaumaturgy 30 feet to the right of me to make it sound like bear cubs
Okay,
and see if that'll distract them.
Ichabod, what are you doing?
I'm moving off to the side and trying to get in the tree line or duck out of
Cover.
yeah.
Make it a stealth check. Varen, what are you doing?
I'm gonna wild shift, or
Into?
whatever it's called. I'm gonna transform into a mastiff and see if I can smell them. And see
Okay.
like at a generalized location.
You transfer into the mastiff, and as you smell with your massive nose, you can tell that they're getting close. So as far as the bear cubs is concerned,
17
like what
on
is
my
the
stealth.
Okay. You are hiding amongst the brush. Axius, describe to me the sound of what the sound you're making with the bear cubs. Like how, like in what sense? It's like screeching for help, or it's just basic noise, or
It's just basic noise, like anything to distract them to go
All
that
right.
way and not here.
All right, so 30 feet to 30
My
feet
right.
away. Yep. So you do so, and the noise of bear cubs attracts. He's like, "Oh, look! I think we caught another one over there. All right, you check that one. I'll check over here." And then you see two figures split off, and the figure that appears in front of you, I'll reveal to you. One sec
Sure
here.
use a Coca-Cola right now.
So let me just put the picture in here. So what comes out of the brush is a man. Let me just grab this picture here. 1 second, y'all. As I grab this. Here we go. So what comes out of the bush is a man that seems to be, in comparison to Brem yesterday, is wearing different farmer's clothes. It seems to be a bit more nicer, and there's the picture there. Sorry for it being short. I don't know why it is that, but it's a man that is dressed in that attire. It looks like bagged clothes wrapped around him, with a little bit nicer boots, with wearing a hat, and he's carrying a heavy crossbow. He's like, "Oh, well, are you guys? Who are you?" He's kind of looking and kind of like studying you as this man approaches you.
Who's in front of him? Just me and Baron?
He sees all your group with the Mastiff Varen, and Ichabod is currently hiding in the bush. He's like, "Oh, well then, this is what the noise is coming from. Did you guys trigger the trap? This trap of ours?"
I'm not
Baron
saying
just-
shit.
I like motion for Banther to start talking because he loves to talk for the group.
I'd like to try to hide behind whoever is closest to me.
Sure. Okay, he's like, "You guys can speak, right? I know this is kind of a tense situation.
Put your crossbow down and it'll be less tense.
He doesn't have it up. He's like having it like, I don't know, like a soldier would on guard. He's like, "Well, as long as you don't hurt me, I think we're not gonna have any issues now, do we?"
Just in the show of good faith, I'm going to not the blade side, but the other side, just sort of stick my pike into the ground, just so he
Alright.
sees that I'm not.
And in exchange of faith, he will, over the shoulder, unarm himself with the heavy crossbow. It's like, "Well, it seems like I find some interesting folks now. I'm down."
Where'd your partner go?
Well, he went to check over that noise over there, and at this point, the other guy comes back, which I'll put another picture in. So, unlike this man in front of you, this one is actually quite rotund for his size. You could tell these two are actually related just by general, let me just copy this. Just by general looks, you could tell that they are related in some way. But this guy is obviously has no shoes on, and unlike his brother, is not well kept, and is actually holding a pitchfork, as shown in the picture. And he says, "Well, I check over there, Diane, but there seems to be nothing there. I thought I heard some cubs." And the other gentleman with the crossbow says, "Well, Nash, it seems like we got nothing to find these days. But we did find some folks here. Look." And then he gestures to the guy with the pitchfork to the group. And he's like, "Oh, well, look at that. We got some new fellas here. Hey, my name's Nash. And this is my brother Dangle. You could call him Dan, though. We're the Summerstein brothers. We own a farm nearby here. We were just checking on our traps. So what brings you lot over here?"
Time out. Time out. You're giving me this fucking telltale warning. Oh my god. You need to give me a second. Holy shit.
What are you doing? He's asking.
Yo,
So,
you absolutely. Yo,
anyways.
I feel like I'm about to metagame this. No, Alright, without recalling that knowledge. Well, we're hunting, and we're teaching this girl how to hunt. Yeah.
They look over at Anaya. She's like, "Well, I'm surprised that she made it this long." "Well, did you guys find any traps? We heard a trap noise coming from here. You guys aren't hurt, are you?" says Dan.
No, we are quite alright.
"Well, that's good. Well, listen, we're just about to wrap up here. How about you come along with us? We got a farm with some other folk over here. I'm assuming you guys haven't eaten in quite some time, have you? We got plenty of food.
I ate this morning. I ate last night. I'm
Yes.
stuffed. I eat too much.
We may have to set a workout regimen for Axius and I.
Well-
I Panther over to the side real quick. I'm sorry about this.
Okay. Ichabod, you're at this point hidden. What are you doing during all this?
Can I move around these two that we just met? Be
Yeah, you
behind
can
them.
move around. Yeah, you can move around them. You are behind them. They don't seem to notice you at this point. But they seem friendly towards your group. You see Axius pull Banther aside. So what do you two talk about?
First of all, I'm not fat. Don't you ever say that shit again. I will beat the brakes off of you. It
I'm
is
just
not
saying that we are
hard.
well fed.
I-
Not calling you fat,
Listen,
my friend.
listen,
You
listen.
are you are more muscle than I am.
Thank you. Thank you. But listen, we need to go. I need to go west. I have someone I'm looking for. I am not sure how long I have. We need to go.
Yeah, I understand. I have someone I must search for as well. Riku I met and is accompanying me. So yes, we will move west along with you.
So you two turn to Dan and Nash. You can see that Nash is like, "Oh, look at that! You got a cute little mastiff right there." And he's like petting you, Varen. At this point, what are you doing during this?
Wagging my tail.
All right. And he's like, "Oh, well, look at that! You even got a halfling right there. I don't see much of that nowadays." As he looks at you as he's petting Varen mastiff form.
Can I do an insight check?
What are you inciting?
I don't trust people. I'm pretty sure it's
So that would be inciting intention, like hostility.
yeah.
Okay, so
He's
you're
about to
inciting
incite some
intention.
violence.
What is what is your insight modifier?
Oh, -1.
-1? Okay, make a check.
Can I guide
Like I
assist?
said.
I don't think
Make a
Axius
check.
would let me touch him for that.
The roll? You said disadvantage?
Make a regular insight check.
Oh, well, 3.
3. These are new guys, but they seem friendly.
Fine. I pick up my pike and I guess we're going with them. Is that what we're doing?
Well, that depends. Do you want to come with us? Where are you folks heading there anyway? Says Dan.
I look back at Banthor. I just say west. Where are you headed?
We are heading west a lot.
West.
I have-
Well, if you guys want to take a rest for a little bit, I'm sure that the little one wants to take a rest too. The farm is actually out northwest, so it looks like you're heading towards our same direction. How about you just sit down and rest for the night?
Wait. Before that, we forgot the horse and carriage. We actually got to go back. We'll meet
Oh, you got a horse
there.
and carriage?
Yeah, we'll meet you there. You said northwest?
Yeah. Over this way. And he kind of points into the general direction and he describes to you how to get there.
The general direction that we were kind of going.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, so we should go back and get the horse first.
Oh, absolutely.
Can I get a whiff of their scent? Just like if we need to, I have like a general direction of which way we would go as well.
Right. You take it with us. You get a scent. You're smelling them, or
I'm smelling them so that way I could like reasonably like if
Okay.
for whatever reason
Yeah,
we
you
get
can
lost,
smell.
I could find it.
yeah, you smell. You got a
Roll
good
to
smell of
sniff
their
the
scent.
hillbillies.
That would be
Yeah, you get a good whiff. Yep, you track their scents. Smells like farm folk. More specifically, you smell a bit of trace of cow, along with some chicken and some dirt. And based on those and some other such perception as a mastiff, you can track them basically for a while. So, like, alrighty then. Well, how about you bring that carriage over to our place, and we'll make you feel welcome at home. We'll try to cook something up for y'all, and maybe you guys could get some rest. And then Nash says, "Alrighty, sounds like a day. Come on, Dan, let's keep going." And Dan's like, "Well, we'll expect to meet you there." And they walk back.
and they were never seen again.
Can I
Yes, think about it. Yes.
can I come out as I'm behind him, walk out and say good day, gentlemen, and walk between them, take the girl
Ah!
by the arm and walk her back to the house?
Ah! And then they're kind of freaked out. They're like, "What the hell?" And then as they walk past you, as he tries to go, I'm like, "I'm taking this half elves with you."
Yes, that should be our good friend Ichabod.
Well, all right. Don't try to spook us like that. We don't like that here. And they walk back.
Rico would like to walk in like the wrong direction home.
Rico,
I don't trust these people. Like if they're gonna follow us, I'm gonna mislead them a little bit.
Yeah, but they walk away towards the general direction that they came out of. So
Varen will follow Rico.
okay, you follow Rico.
I try to call Rico over. Rico,
You think he's just wandering off?
yep.
I mean, fair.
Rico,
And he has-
what did we talk about? Stay close.
And then it's like, "Where's Rico going?"
Come on, come on.
Rico,
At this point, Ichabod, you're grabbing like Anea by the hand, as you described. So the three of you plus Anea go back to the barn. You do see the horse is still chilling there, along with the carriage.
And what is it, a carriage or a wagon?
It's a wagon. Allow me to. So like the wagon itself, it's like your traditional wagon with some kind of makeshift covering of sorts. Made out of mainly like clothing material, but it seems to be well stitched enough to like keep whatever's inside the wagon shaded from like weather, terrain, and
Okay.
such.
It's
So it's
got
just
the
the three of
sides
you.
rolled up so you can see inside stuff. All right.
I'm gonna sit in the wagon. I can't handle for shit.
All right, you do so, and you guys. I'm assuming you three prep the wagon and such.
Yeah,
Yes.
reharness. Ask
do we
her if
ever
she
unload
wants
the
anything
wagon?
else from the house. I'm sorry.
Sorry, did the father ever unload the wagon? I forgot.
Nope, never did. Banthor looked in it earlier, but he only found like a tent and a tinderbox of sorts. But you don't know that, so.
So all I see is just a wagon. I don't see anything inside.
You see stuff inside. If you want to look for some throughout the stuff, I would have to ask you to make an investigation check.
I'll do that.
can I make an animal handling check on these horses?
Sure, make an animal handling check on the one horse.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You amongst the supplies, you do find about 2 rations left. Other than that, you do find a not a crumpled map, but it seems like it's a worn out map of sorts of the path that basically leads from Waterdeep to the general direction. And judging from the map itself, it's gonna take a while, but you don't know how long exactly. Are you trained in, let's see, cartographer's tools at all, or no?
Nope. I was just gonna hand the map over to Banthor anyway, and I was gonna put the 2 rations in my backpack.
Okay, you have 2 rations. Banthor, what's your rolling an animal handling check?
Well, it's not letting me roll on D&D Beyond for some reason, so
Okay. Would you like me to roll for you, good sir?
nope.
Nope. Use it.
Natural 1. +3.
Natural 1. The
Just
horse. So you try to pull the horse, but the horse won't budge. And it's like, come on, I know how to do it. And she takes the reins from you, and she kind of calms the horse down. Let me make an animal check for her. Natural 20. So she easily, because
bold.
because she has more experience with a bit of horses, and on top of that, she kind of knows the horse already. She's like, come on, Charlie, come. And then the horse follows. So. But at this point, Axius, you go up to Banthor after he unfortunately failed his animal handling check.
I just sort of press the map against his chest until he grabs it.
I grab it as soon as you start pressing it into my chest.
Cool. And then I don't say anything. I just turn around and go back into the wagon.
Banthor,
Thank
you
you,
have a
Axios.
Banthor, you have a map that is basically goes from Waterdeep to from Waterdeep to that place that you're currently at right now. Excuse me. Are you trained in cartographer's tools?
Nope. This is gonna be a straight roll.
What is your intelligence modifier?
I think that's a 10. 10 for my actual intelligence stat.
Oh, so it's just a straight roll? Okay.
It
Because
would
you're not trained in
be a straight roll.
Yep, straight roll. Just straight roll it. Because you're not trained in cartographer's tools, you're basically guessing it here. So roll with
8.
disadvantage. 8.
No disadvantage?
Yeah.
Still an 8. I rolled a 9 afterwards.
It's gonna take a very long time to get to west, especially towards Waterdeep. But you do have a general direction of the path, at least.
Must be a little easier with a compass.
Right?
Wait, so I'm in the wagon. Is Banthor outside or is he inside the wagon with me?
Nah, I was standing outside looking at the map.
Yep. At this point, Nea's got everything set up. She's like, all right, we're all ready to go whenever you are.
Well, if I
Can I
hear
talk to her real
Banthor's,
quick?
Say again?
Well, I was gonna help her harness the horse and get it hooked up.
Yep.
But I'm asking her, did she know those two guys we met or hear about them?
No.
Being of low, so you never heard about them. Okay.
No, I just really stayed at home. This was actually, when we went to Waterdeep, this was actually my first time outside of the farm.
Shut the
Farming
shit.
area. Okay.
when I hear Banthor struggling with the map, I'll come out and ask him if he wants me to take a look at it.
Yes, Rico, please take a look at the map. I'm not having a good time here trying to read it.
Straight intelligence roll 24.
Oh, well, first off, are you trained in cartographer's tools?
I'm not.
So disadvantage.
Okay. 14.
14. You are trained, you've studied some books back in your past, and you kind of get some basis of how to read maps properly and try to track how much time it goes back. You get the feeling it's probably going to take a couple months just to get west. Maybe, but you don't know the exact time frame, and this is not including like any possible weather conditions or whatnot, but it's going to take a while to get there, assuming months.
Okay, I'd share that.
All right, how do you say it? How do you share this information?
I mean, looks kind of far. Could take a couple months. Long time. It's gonna be a trip.
Okay. They have an estimated time. We'll have to hunt and collect enough resources to make it that far.
While they're doing that, I'm just going to open. I have a letter from my backstory that I'm just going to read over and over while
Okay.
I'm in the back.
All right. As you guys are talking about how long it's going to take and stuff like that, you notice Axios reading some sort of letter of sorts.
That's his business. I'd leave him be, Rico.
When did he learn how to read?
I'm going. How far is he from me?
So they're
Where's
nearby the
actually
carriage.
outside the carriage.
Exactly. So you hear them. You don't hear exactly what audibility you hear, but you do know they mentioned you at some point.
I'm going to leave it at that. I'm probably just too zeroed in on that letter.
Okay. And Aaron comes out and says, "What are you reading?"
I'm reading a letter from someone I gotta find.
Oh.
I'm reminding myself of where I'm going and why I'm going.
He's reminding himself of where he has to go and where he came from.
And Naya says, "Who is this person?"
I stare at her for at least a good 5 seconds before I just.
She's kind of
relax and
creeped
say,
out by it.
My wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
You just lost your mom, so I'm sorry. But yeah.
okay. Are you ready to go?
I'm sitting here, yeah. Are you?
Yeah. I don't know about everyone else. She kind of motions to everyone else not in the cart.
Shotgun, and I climb up in the front.
Okay, yep. Just like everyone else is getting to leave Rico.
Anea should be up front with you. So she can calm the horses down if you're going to.
Maybe
Whoever's
the
driving.
500-year-old guy.
But you're a dog.
Baron, you're
I
still a
am-
mastiff. You want to do
Yep.
anything?
I'm just gonna like crawl up into the thing and sit on the floor, like curl up into a ball, like you know how dogs lay when they're about to go
Yep.
to sleep.
Mhm.
I'm gonna lay like that, like at the center of the carriage.
All right. Alrighty. You do so. You guys travel via wagon. Where do you guys go? Do you guys go to the ranch, or do you not?
I vote no.
I would also vote no.
Well, sitting next to her, I go, when you first saw the guys, how did you feel about them?
Well, they are weird, but they seem nice.
Because you felt trustworthy.
I mean, they are weird, but they would have done something, right?
Well, when we get to this town, just keep your eyes and ears open. You see anything funny, tell one of us right away.
Okay. All right. So it's agreed. You guys are not gonna go to this place.
No, I thought we were. That's why I was
That's too
telling her to
low.
keep her eyes open.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah.
So
It's 2 no's. We got 3 more votes, and that's 1 yes. So
Did we take a vote?
yeah, I vote. I think Bethard and I voted no, and so far Ichabod's voted yes. So it's up to you two.
No.
Baron's still a
Since-
mastiff 4.
Yeah, I just kind of shrug as my dog self, and like the vote's already over. It doesn't matter what I say.
All right. So you guys decide to not go to the ranch, and you guys decide to move forward. As you guys move forward, we will be taking a break.
Dun dun dun.
So, everyone gets a quick 5 to 10 minute break. Use the restroom, grab snacks or whatnot. And we'll And we're back. Mike unfortunately has to step out because he is just exhausted. He suffered a level of exhaustion. But unfortunately, he can't finish the rest of the game. But we'll adjust cameras as we go along. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but it's all cool here. We'll just continue on without him. So, are you four ready to continue?
Sure.
All right. So, you guys, I need you all to make perception checks as you guys are constantly walking, as you guys are continuously perceiving the land. At this point, Rico has fallen asleep right next to you, right nearby where Varen as a mastiff would be. Um, you four make perception checks as Rico falls asleep.
10.
10,
Yes, 18.
18.
Apparently, I'm sleeping too because I got a 2.
Oof. You cuddle right next to Rico a little bit closer. It's actually quite warmer now. Waiting on Bethor's roll. What'd you roll?
I think he said 17.
We can't hear you, my friend.
I forgot I muted my mic.
It's fine. What'd you roll there?
Okay. I rolled a 17 plus 5, 22.
Yeah, that's very high. So for you two and you, Ichabod, you see a large bonfire further ahead in the distance, and you hear a bunch of, "Oh yeah, what are we gonna eat? Oh, we could eat this, yes." And as you guys move closer and closer to this big bonfire, you see large forms slowly appear in your guys' vision. That is specifically large type of creatures, seem to be
Okay.
humanoid in some shape.
I'm gonna immediately like, girl, stop the cart. Stop this. Stop the cart. Stop it.
Okay. She stops the cart with the greatest of ease.
You said they look large?
They are large, seem to be humanoid further in the distance.
Can I go
How?
roll the nature check?
A nature check, to what? To identify it?
To try and identify these creatures.
Make another perception check.
Can I help?
Sure. How do you help?
I mean, like physically, probably just do it alongside it to help.
Okay, so you're like,
And I'm using guidance on myself by going.
sure. Sure. That works. I'll allow that.
So we both roll, or he rolls with advantage?
He rolls with advantage plus the d4 from guidance.
I rolled a 6 and a 9, so
Ooh.
plus
Plus 5
and-
plus your d4.
plus my d4.
Which is a grand total of
1.
So 14, so it's a 15 perception.
yeah, these are ogres. You see
Back
three
up,
large
back up,
ogres
back up,
nearby a
back up, back up,
bonfire.
back up, back up, back
Seem
up,
to
back
be
up, back up,
cooking
back up.
something. You don't know what though.
They are ogres. We must back up. Let's get out of here.
No. I start like getting goosebumps like on like my entire body as I remember the last gladiator fight I had was against 2 ogres by myself. And I start getting super fucking excited for no damn reason as I look at these 2 ogres.
Aeneas like says to you, Panther, what are those?
Very, very bad creatures, monsters. They
In the
will eat.
distance. In the distance you hear echoing, "Well, come on, what are we gonna eat in the stew? We could eat the half elf we have that we found. Could be it." And you just hear a bunch of cursing in Elven. Who understands Elven?
I'm a
You do.
half elf.
Should be Ichabod too.
Yep, you do. You two hear it. She's basically cursing them out.
I understand
Calling them.
Elvish as well. Sorry.
You three, hear a bunch of cursing in Elvish going on. So such profanities that are made up in Elvish that I can't even say on stream. But you do
Oof.
see that she is like. You guys get the feeling that she's in some trouble, which is not good. Especially because she's in 3. Especially judging by the sound of her voice, might get eaten by 3 ogres. And other than that, you
Really?
do hear a bunch of like.
Does this voice sound familiar?
Not to you, no.
I thought it was
But
2 ogres.
it's 3 ogres. I said 3. You said 2 ogres, my friend.
That's fair. That is-
So other than the echoing from like their conversation, you hear a bunch of like further out in the distance, and you hear the ogres like, "Roy, shut up! Those things will try to bite you." Okay, keep low voice. All right, and you just hear this woman cursing in Elven. What
I
do
look
you
to
do?
Axius and say, "We keep Anaya safe while we kill these ogres."
How far are they from me?
From you guys, they are about 50
30
feet.
feet.
50 feet right now. So at this point, they haven't heard you. Surprisingly, they're more focused on cooking than rather than other such things. We do hear a bunch of zombies like in the background as well.
Behind them or behind us?
Way further out in the distance, all around you. This is just constant noise that you hear as you guys have been traveling for quite some time. Which is why you guys are on alert mode, because they could struck out at any
That's
given
fair.
time, and especially with these green ad zombies, you don't know what would happen.
I look at Banther and I say, as much as I would like to make a sound to attract the horde to them, this sounds like too many. So let's be quiet and let's be quick.
We do this stealthily, yes.
I'm already out of the wagon, creeping up to see where they are.
Stealth. While you finish this conversation, you
Go
see
stealth.
Ichabod just stealthing up. Ichabod, make a stealth check. Varen, what are you doing? You hear all this.
Not good.
I think I'm gonna shapeshift back into my human form,
Right? You do so.
and I'm just gonna say it in a hushed voice. Wait, what's our best plan of attack? Let me look here. Give me a second. Sorry, I have to. He's trying to recall. He's having some memory issues.
Sure. Ichabod, what did you roll on your stealth check?
I rolled a 15.
Okay. At the moment, you are stealthy. So continue, Varen.
I'd like to use disguise self if possible. Verbal magic.
Okay. What are you
I'm gonna try to make
disguising
myself an ogre.
Ogre. All right.
Can I do that?
Let me check. Disguise self. I'm looking up on my phone because it's easier. Sorry, viewers,
mean-
I'm not gonna pull out the PHP. Disguise self. Let's see. Disguise self.
How tall is the ogres?
They're 10 feet.
I'd be a short ogre. I'd be like an 8 foot tall, 8 foot 2 inch tall ogre.
It doesn't say, but because you are a furbolg, which is like a little bit taller and a little bit less tall than an ogre, I would allow it. Yeah. Describe to me what your ogre version of yourself looks like.
Oh, horrendously ugly. I still have a charisma 5. I have like battle scars all across my face and my body just because it's like so contorted, burns everywhere, whatever. A single eye, that kind of thing.
Sure.
My skin takes more of a fleshy tone as opposed to a blue tone. You know, typical ogre-esque facial features and facial hair and such.
Okay. So, this is gonna be really funny. So, because there's like this weird, like makeshift, like shade over the carts, and because the sky self is not like material form, you just see half an ogre just appear out of the back of your car, back of your cart, Axius and Banthor as Varen. As he's crouching down, you see the ogre head is like half. It's like glitched. It's like half in the cart, half not.
Did I notice that Ichabod is gone or no?
While you guys were talking, Ichabod just went ahead and stealth. So,
As we look back, we don't see Ichabod.
yep, you don't see
Completely
Ichabod.
unconcerned with the fact that.
And he was like, "What do you guys want me to do?"
Much as I would
Stay
like to
here?
say, I would
Stay
say
here.
stay back, climb a tree, and stay up there.
Okay, well, should I wake up Rico?
No, 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 no.
Move the horse and wagon off the trail. Not too
Okay.
far.
Okay, I'm gonna go that way. And she points like left towards a general direction. You guys meet me over there, okay?
Can I do a perception check in that direction? Make sure there's not a horde anywhere.
Sure, make a
close
perception
by?
check.
I'm not trying.
I will assist.
Sure.
So advantage?
Yep.
Perfect. Because I got -1. Oh fuck, it's still 6.
Looks all clear, man.
Yeah, just screw 50 feet away. She can't scream that loud.
Does anyone of us have a whistle?
I look at her as like, how far can you throw?
I could throw kind of far.
Who has the short sword?
She does, but she also has my dagger. So I'm gonna look at her.
Clang
as like,
them
"Listen."
together.
Okay.
And then realizing Ichabod's gone and remembering the fact that he almost died from a horde the night before, I'm gonna sneak in, at least towards the ogres, because that's the only logical place he could go.
All right. Make a stealth check. Panther,
like
I'm
to-
assuming you're joining.
I want to join as well. Then I'm going to guidance me.
Make
Oh,
a stealth check with guidance. Varen, I'm assuming you're just gonna walk up to them.
Yep, I'm gonna see if I can be a distraction.
Cool.
I got a
You walk
7.
up.
I got
And
a
yeah, we'll
7.
move the cart away from the road.
I got a 9.
Okay. Axios.
7.
Okay. We'll get to you guys in a second. So while all this was going on, Ichabod, your stealth. The ogres, so just check some best. Yeah, they have not spotted you. So you see 3 big ogres. You could tell that they've been in some rough housing, but they don't seem to have much trouble. And you see a half elven woman. Let me just put her picture into the chat. Not Twitch chat, but our private chat. See here. So, click. No, don't click on that picture. Click on this one. Okay.
Cool little thing, chat. Join. Hit the Discord link in the description.
Yeah. If you
Come
want
join
to
us.
see, yep, come join us to get more exclusive content, or possibly join the campaign too. Where is it? Here it is. Click this. No. So, this elven woman, excuse me, half elf. She looks to be in rough shape. Then again, like ogres have captured her. She's tied up. There's the picture. Boom. You can tell that her black. She has like darkened eyes. You can tell she probably hasn't been sleeping for quite some time. Other than that, she seems to be wearing some kind of robe over her. Very brown, very dirty, but you could tell that it used to be some kind of a different color. But because of probably the age of it, the color is worn off. Other than that, that's what she looks like, and she's tied up. She's got rope all wrapping most of her body. She's basically restrained at some point, and she's cursing in Elven to these ogres, and the ogres are just paying no attention to her. So what do? You see 3 ogres like, come on, where are carrots? There is no carrots. What about cow from farm? Oh yeah, I had cow from farm. And like he grabs into his big bag, half of a cow and just throws it into the stew. It's like, beef stew. Maybe we put elf in there. I don't know. Maybe it would help with taste. The ogre swirling the big pot says, keep it down. Trying to cook. Keep watch. See if people show. Or those monsters show. Alright, for fun. And they kind of like disperse in 2 separate directions. One going east, one going west. They move 10 to 15 feet, and 10 to 15 feet for them is a distance because they take up more space. But it's just the ogre stirring the pot, and you see the elven woman, half elven woman at this point is stop cursing. So what do you do, Ichabod?
And I see the other 2 approaching me, or the other 3 approaching me.
Where, the ogres?
Oh, my party.
You turn around, and you see Axis and Banthor try to not make as much noise, but they are making quite some noise. They don't seem to see you, though. They're not being as quiet as they usually are. But you see a fourth ogre coming though, all scarred up and stuff like that. This ogre in particular seems to be the most scarred and brewed up as this ogre approaches to this other one. Varen, you approach this ogre. He's like, "Oh, you ogre."
To really sell the act, I'm gonna speak back to him in Giant because I know Giant.
Okay.
And I said, I smell some good cooking, yes? I'm
Oh.
an old ogre who has lived a long time, and I'm wondering if I could eat with you young boys.
Oh yes, come. He says in giant. Come this way, and he points and he's like leading you on. So come. I am Grun. This is the cook, Tom, and back there over there is Bob. What's your name?
My name is Var.
Var. Nice to meet you, Var. Come, we shall eat. And at this point, Ichabod, this fourth ogre, seems to be talking in some weird language you don't understand. He looks like to be a part of them too. And as he's joining back to the pots. At this point, Banther and Axius, you've seen Ichabod. You have joined with him. Luckily, the act with Varen, the ogre never saw you guys, even with your bad rolls. Especially knowing their language, which is pretty solid.
And how close is that half elf who's tied up next to me? Would I have to move some more?
You would have to move about 10 more feet.
So I'll move the 10 feet, trying to stay hidden.
I try to stop him. If she's 10 feet away, is she tied up with rope?
She's tied up with rope. She is restrained.
I'm going to try to stop Ichabod, and I'm going to try to, like, fish out my pike since it's 10 feet long to, like, try to cut her ropes from a distance.
Okay. Axius pulls your hand away and pulls out the pike.
I will pull out my mace and ready my shield.
Okay.
And hold my action.
What are you holding for?
I want to say a spell, but I'm not going to waste a spell slot.
Okay.
So I will. Actually, do I have any? Excuse me. Do I have any combat cantrips? No, I don't. I will just. I'll just ready my mace in case something goes down. In that case.
Okay. So, Varen, this ogre comes up. He's like, "Hey, look, I found other ogre. He seems cool. Oh, hi. What's your name?"
Hi, I am Var. I am resting my old bones here with you tonight. I smelt your food, and I decided to come and make the merry.
At this point, you see the half of a woman is like more angry and more petrified. You see the look in her face.
At first, she was afraid. She was petrified.
Seeing that there's a fourth, more disgusting and more battle-hardened ogre, she's kind of frightened a bit. He says, "Come, you like cow stew?"
Oh, cow stew is best stew.
Yes, come. We are almost done with food. At this point, make a sleight of hand check, Axius, as you try to undo her binds.
Is it just me or is
18.
Hey, oh boy. Okay, roll initiative, everyone.
18?
18 or 8? My apologies.
18.
Oh, 18. My apologies. I thought you said 8. I'm like, oh boy. Yeah, you're
He
able
cut out
to.
the first time.
Sorry, my
Sorry.
apologies. So, we don't roll initiative. Instead, you're able
gonna
to
say
cut her
one.
binds. She frees her hands. She looks at you. And then she nods her hand and she casts a firebolt spell right on the big creature. At this point, it goes through the illusion. Like, "Oh, you okay, Var?"
Var.
Make,
Var.
make a go ahead, continue.
Var has bad history with burns as he points to several of the burns on his body, so it just startled.
Make a performance check with advantage because you're selling the act very well.
I will say his
Let me-
vocabulary is a lot larger than the others.
Hold on here. Sorry, I got too many tabs. There we go. Performance. Oh boy. 14.
Hey, not too
14?
bad.
Okay, let me just check something real fast. Oh yeah, they totally buy it. They're really dumb. They're like, "Hey, get that woman!" What are y'all doing?
Are we in bushes or anything of the sort?
You three are in bushes. They haven't noticed you because you used your pike, which is smart.
I'm Metal Gear Solid Snake, like belly to the ground, trying to just stay quiet.
Make a
as
stealth
fuck.
check.
Like,
Make a stealth check. Ichabod, what are you doing?
Oh, jeez.
I got a 14.
I'm going to try to move to the side further.
Okay, still trying to stealth.
And gonna throw my dagger if they make a move or attack.
Oh yeah, they're going after this half-elven woman that just casted a spell on them. So you throw your dagger?
No, I meant if they attack one of us.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
You know,
You're
we
doing
tried to get
anything?
her to escape, and she did something stupid, so now it's on her.
All right.
She gets away. She gets away.
I will drop alongside Axius
All right, stealth check.
in a stealth check, and that's my action. And then what I will do as a distraction with my bonus action is cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Spiritual weapon, a conjuration. I'm assuming it's the monk mace again, right?
Yep, it is the Monk Spade.
Okay, a monk spade appears, and then the orc says, "She's casting another spell. Get her."
I can also attack with that.
Yep, if you want. Varen, are you doing anything in this situation?
It's 11 stealth. by the way.
Where is their attention currently directed?
So it's currently directed at her as a firebolt spell went through your illusion, but you performed it very well. But you do see that familiar-looking monk spiritual weapon. Actually, no, you haven't seen it. Have you? Yeah, I would say you've seen it because
I've used it in I used
Yeah,
it
you used it in
against,
combat. And you were there when he casted it. So you see this, the monk spade in which you know that Banthor cast, but they think she's casting it. What do you do?
Hmm. I warn them to be cautious of her because I've seen such a weapon before and it can cause great destruction. But what I say is, "Oh, big weapon, scary! Big weapon, hurt face! Careful! Run, run!"
Make a deception check with advantage.
I'm loving this.
I rolled a nat 20.
Hey,
we're
look
doing
at
combat
that.
tonight!
All right.
I gotta show this the best I can without ruining it.
Fucking great.
Uh,
That's nice. Cool. So they take a like, oh, okay, and like they get their clubs and they're cautiously approaching. At this point, I want everyone to roll initiative.
I would like to also note that it was an 11 for my stealth check, and I did want to attack with the spiritual weapon before initiative.
Sure. We'll handle surprise round in a second, so let's just do initiatives real fast.
got a
For the
9.
playlist, you're gonna click the medieval action music, and just loop that.
I did roll a 7. A 17 plus
9.
5 for that hit.
All right. So
I rolled a
Ve-
6.
6. Okay. Ichabod, what'd you roll?
19.
19. Axius.
A 9.
9. Panther rolled a 6. Varen, what'd you roll?
13.
13. Let me write the order.
Just for the sake of stuff, I did say I was flat on my belly, so I'm prone, correct?
You are prone at this point, yes, but they have not noticed you. They were focused on the woman, especially when Var told them how cautious to be.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't still say I'm prone.
1 second, running initiative here.
run me over by accident.
Okay, so before we go into initiative, Ichabod, you still have a hold action to toss a dagger. Would you like to trigger it? Yes or no?
No, I'll hang on to the dagger and wait for my turn.
Okay. And you would like to attack with spiritual weapon? Yes.
Yes.
All right, attack. Make your attack roll against the cook. Because right now it's just a cook, Var, and this other ogre. The third ogre is on lookout, but is not there yet.
15.
15 to hit. Let me just check ogre stats.
Should
Ogre
be enough to
stats.
hit.
Yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
Okay. That's just 5 force damage, apparently. It looked like it rolled the 4.
Oof, that's right. Alright. So, let me just do some quick math. So, how much damage? I'm sorry.
It was 5 damage.
5 damage. Whack! The mace spins around and hits the cook ogre, knocking over the pot, which at this point, the half-decayed, not the half-decayed, the half-cooked cow seeps over and it's making a very gross scene. He's like, oh, she knocked over the pot. She dies now. So, at this point, it is... Now we go into initiative. Ichabod, you're up. You are currently hidden. There's a cook ogre that just got whacked with this weapon. There's a fourth ogre that you are unaware about. You don't know that is Varen. And other than that, you do know that there's an ogre further back.
Could they reliably guess that it's me because a fireball phased through my head and they're not as dumb as
That's
ogres?
what I was going to ask. Did I see the fireball go
Well,
through
because you performed so well in your performance check there, because Vanthor and Axios know it's an illusion, Ichabod, you don't know. As far as you know, Ichabod, he just got hit in the face with a fireball.
Well, Ichabod can make an intelligence check against
I was going to say.
Varen, please.
Make an investigation
AC.
check. We'll make an investigation check to see if he sees whether it was an illusion or not. And what you rolling your performance there, again?
Because the disguise
Varen?
self is an illusion, it would be his.
Which one? Because I performed twice. Once with the fireball, I rolled a 14. With the fear of the weapon, I rolled a 20. Natural 20.
All right. So you would have to beat a 14 with your investigation check.
9.
9? Nope. He took a fireball to the face, and he seems to took it. That being said, what would you like to do? Your 30 seconds starts now.
I will throw my dagger at the cook.
All right. Attack roll against the cook with advantage because you're stealthy.
16 or...
When the fighter is the rogue.
When the fighter is rogue.
Hit armor class 16.
16, that will hit. Roll damage.
6 points of damage.
Oh, nice.
And then I pull my swords and go
Right.
to charge.
You throw dagger. It's tossed. It sticks into the arm of the guy. Goes, ah! Something in bush. Friends? No. Her friends. All right. Anything else you would like to do, good sir? At this point, they know the dagger's coming from the bushes, but you don't know that it's you. So what would you like to do?
I have movement, so I'll move away from where I threw so that I can jump out and surprise them.
Right. Back, left, right, forward.
I'll move right.
All right, you move right.
If I'm facing them, I'm going to go right. You know.
Okay. You're right, right?
Yeah.
All right. They see wrestling bushes like, it went that way. I go get it. You handle lady. Okay. Var, you're with me. Is there anything else you would like to do, or is that it?
That's it.
Var, it's your turn. He says, come. Let's go. Something in bush. Let's go.
Wait, you said Var's turn?
Varen's turn. Yep, it is your
Yeah,
turn, buddy.
Okay. Sorry, I've not trained myself to respond to Var.
That's fine.
So I'm playing Banthor.
So what are you doing?
While they're presumably all distracted, I'm gonna hang back behind them and I'm
Okay.
like gonna like cast fairy fire like on the ogres from behind them.
Okay. So, yeah, you're able to do it. You cast. Weirdly, you guys. Ichabod, you see this one ogre casting spells, so you're like, oh no, he's casting a spell, and then a fairy fire erupts. What is the radius of it?
60 feet.
60
feet. So is that the range or the radius?
That's
Right,
the
it
that's
should
the
be
range.
about a 20 foot.
And it's a 20-foot cube. Sorry.
Okay, so the two ogres, the elven woman, and you guys aren't that close. So I have to make a save for the ogres, or else they get flashbang.
It's a Dex 10.
Dex 10. They're not good at that.
And
They rolled a 6.
disadvantage every
6.
time they're in there.
I would say I'll give it disadvantage because you performed so well. Yeah, they fail it. They fail it with a 6. So they are
Alright.
blinded. A white flash, like a flashbang,
Blinded?
cocks behind them.
Oh, no,
So-
doesn't that give us advantage on our attacks?
Fire, fairy
Yep,
fire
it
just
outlines it for
them.
them.
Ah,
Yep.
I see. Let me see here real quick.
Yep.
Double
Any
check the
attack
spell.
rolled against an effect, creature, or object has advantage if the attacker can see it. And then the affected creature object can't benefit from being invisible, which probably doesn't matter in that part, but the advantage is what I was going for.
Okay, cube. So that's cube. Oh, you're outlined. Describe to me what fairy fire looks like for you as the caster.
So basically, what fairy fire is gonna look like is it's gonna be like this. A pink aura like basically appears on their skin, so that way it kind of like outlines them.
Okay, let me just roll to see if they see your deception. They don't. They're like, oh, she's casting another spell. Get her now. Anything else you would like to do on your turn, Baron?
And then I'm just gonna end it there. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna make it seem like I'm still kind of part of the gang for right now.
Sure. Var, are you okay?
Yeah, you guys have funny aura on you. What happened?
I don't know. It's Lady. We're gonna smash her. He grabs his great club and attempts to smash her. Misses. She dodges out of the way with the greatest of ease. She says, hey, get her! The cook will hit her. It will not. So she dodges out of the way. Bam, bam! Shaking the ground beneath all of you around it. These guys hit really, really hard. It's the elf's turn. Let me just look up her stuff real quick. 1 second.
I was playing the warlock.
She will cast. Sec. I gotta look up the spell. I haven't seen the spell in forever. 1 second. Thank you, Internet, for looking up this spell. A lot faster. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so here's what happens. She grabs a couple of rocks on the ground, and she's gonna cast Magic Stone and toss it at these ogres. So, okay, she has to roll. She hits one of them. She tosses the rock at this ogre right in the eye. The cook, to be specific, and it jams right to his eye. Oh, it hurts. He's like, the other ogre says, "Don't hurt my friend!" Ah, and he's like very pissed that his cook buddy is getting hit. Meanwhile, the third ogre is gonna spend his turn just going up there. Let me just see if he sees the two of you. They don't. So he marches, and at this point, he's just gonna spend his turn like basically flanking both Banthor and Axius, but doesn't notice you guys. So that's gonna be their turn. That being said, Axius, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
And
There's an
would it be
ogre
a
hovering
movement?
over you, but you are prone.
Would it be a movement to get up from prone but stay crouched out?
That's a really good question. A crouched position that has never been explored. What do you
I want
guys
to stay
think?
in the bushes. I don't want to stand like all
That's
the way
fair.
up so I'm visible.
That's fair. So, what do you guys think about crouch movement? How much movement speed do you think it should take? Asking the players.
1/4 of the movement.
Let's just say this takes about, and we'll change this later. Let's just say it takes about 5 feet, but make a stealth check because you're trying to get up stealthily as the ogre is hovering over you.
That is fair.
So use 5 feet of movement to get crouched.
Dirty 20 on my stealth.
Doesn't seem to notice you.
So I want to use my action as a dodge action. And can I do a perception check to see if I hear any clanging of swords from the nail?
Sure, make a perception check.
Thank you. So dodge action, 13. Perception?
13.
Yeah, 13.
The echoing voices of the ogre is very loud. So as you're trying to put your ear together, you do hear in the distance echoing, ting, 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 ting. But it's far away, which is why it sounds like that. Excuse me. But
With
you also,
my-
but
Sorry.
you also hear the slowly approaching. So what do you do?
With my dirty 20, would I be able to still use the rest of my movement to and they won't see me to move towards that ting ting sound?
I would say with your movement, you could get about 20 feet, but I have to ask you to make a stealth check because there's
Another one?
ogres all around. So
That's fine.
the ogre above you doesn't see you, but you got 3 ogres in front. So, 3 ogres. So
16.
16. You remain stealthy. Var, you see your buddy Axius stealthing, crouching in these bushes as he's trying to flank around.
No,
as you're
I'm heading
taking your-
towards the ting ting sound. So
Yep, you're doing that, and they don't see you yet, at least. And you're using your action to dodge. So, Banthor, you're up. There's an ogre hovering above you. You see Axius get up from crouch and walk. What do you do? Your monk weapon
which-
is still chilling.
Yes. Where's the chef?
The chef is right in front of you.
He's
You're
right in
just
front of
like-
me.
Yep, there's one in front of you, and there's one hovering above you. What would you like to
like-
do?
I'd like to use half my movement to get up,
Fully up?
fully up.
All right. At this point, you are revealed. They're like, "Oh, her friends
And I
under
will
you."
attack, I will
Oh,
attack with the spiritual weapon.
okay.
I
On which
will
ogre?
For the ogre in front of me is the chef, right?
Yep.
So I will
Been
not.
taking some hits.
I will actually hit with my mace first, and I get advantage.
Yep. Because you're coming out of stealth.
So that's a 9 on the mace, which I'm sure I whiff.
You whiff. It bounces off his skin. He's like, ho 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 ho.
And then the spiritual weapon attacks from behind. It also gets advantage, which turns it into a 22 to hit him.
That hits him. Roll damage.
Another 5.
That damage. Hey, you're doing better. Weapon hurt. Wait, his weapon. He with her? Yeah. Far. What you think?
Var's form is kind of wavering a little bit, so Var just kind of looks away and says, "Var confused, Var don't understand," and he kind of like starts like trying to creep towards the bushes, but very slowly.
She hurt Var really badly. She burned his face. Come on, we will get him. Banthor, anything else you would like to do, movement-wise or anything? No, just gonna chill there.
Nope, I'm just gonna chill there
Cool.
with the mace at the ready as well.
So there's
Just
a
don't make it.
so there's a bunch of zombies coming towards you guys. Surprise, surprise. All of you make perception checks.
Uh, 14 even.
What's your
21.
Access, what's your roll?
12.
Oh, okay. So
Reverse
guys-
those numbers for me.
okay. All right. So you guys hear the undead. This is not, uncommon. The more noise one area makes, the more dead come attracted. But with you, Banthor, and you clearly see that amongst these groups of zombies, you see two particular groups of zombies being led by these zombies glowing green eyes, and you hear going and like almost leading them like a march of sorts. You have seen nothing like that. But D4. In 4 rounds, they will surround all of you, killing you. So yeah, 4 rounds to get out, or all of you will die, including the ogres. as it is a bunch of zombies, and they're leading about 10 or 15 each. So that being said, Ichabod, what would you like to do?
You said the pot got knocked over. Did it get into the fire?
Um, no, because it tilted enough to where the cow could get out, but the actual contents did not leak over it. It is a big pot,
Okay.
so
Well, if I'm behind the cook, I'll run out and slash both his legs like hamstring him.
okay. So you want to run in, attack, action search, attack again because you only get one attack. So
If I'm fighting two-handed, I get
oh,
my bonus
forgot.
weapon.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. So make your first attack with advantage.
All right. Longsword. With advantage. 19 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
For 8 points of damage.
Nice. Second attack.
The second attack also gets advantage
Mm-hmm.
because of
Short
fire.
sword.
Yep.
Natural 20.
All right. So it's max damage plus the damage dice on that weapon. That's how we do crits here, folks.
And so that's a d6 plus your dex plus roll the d6.
So it's the maxed out. So whatever. So 6 plus your dex, and then roll a d6 in addition to that.
Roll the 5, a 6, and a 3 for 14.
14. All right. You deal massive damage. You cut the tendons of both legs of the ogre, and as it does, the tendons actually expose themselves underneath with the fag goes, and like the ogre's on his legs, knees on this point, and you see he's tendons go, my bits, they're leaking,
I got a quick question.
Whoa.
Is Ichabod a champion fighter? Because I thought
Yeah,
he crits
he
on
is.
19s as well.
Yeah, it has to be a natural 19.
Also, was it? Okay.
has to be a natural 19.
It was
You gotta start saying dirty 19s now because you're a champion.
yeah. I would have made sure you guys know that if I rolled a or a dirty natural 19.
Yeah.
How great would it have been if he, if it was 2 crits?
If it was 2 crits, he would have killed him. But
If it was 2 crits, he would have just, I don't know, cut his legs off.
exactly. But you're able to successfully do what you said. You still have a bunch of movement left. What would you like to
He's
do?
on his knees. And
Yep.
then the other 2 ogres are in front of him.
Yep.
And,
And
the
there's
girl's
one
in front
ogre-
of them.
Yep, and there's this one ogre going right behind you.
I'll look at it and mouth Varn.
Wait, what?
What? You don't know that that's Varn.
Varn.
You
I'll
don't
see
know.
me, if he like nods his head, yes, it's me, Varn. I was gonna disengage and move back into the woods
Okay.
to try to get to the girl.
So for
So
clarity,
you're calling out my name?
yeah. So
Yeah,
for
or
clarity,
I'm mouthing it. I'm not saying it out loud so they'd hear me.
I will say, as a rule, you do not know that Varen is this ogre. As far
Oh.
as you know, this is just another ogre.
Okay, never mind then. Then I'll disengage and move back, try to get up to the girl to get her and head
You
for
use
the
your
wagon.
action to attack,
Yeah.
unless you want to action surge and disengage.
And-
Otherwise, you're
okay.
gonna
Yeah, I'll action surge and take 2 more.
and disengage. All right. So you move out, heading towards the sound. These ogres, they looks like they're gonna wind up for an attack, but you dodged them way too fast. That being said, Var, it is your turn. Baron, excuse me. What would you like to do?
So I know that the zombies are coming, right?
Oh yeah, you hear them.
Boys! We need to stop! Stop! Dead are coming! Run!
Make a persuasion check with advantage. Because you're doing this act
They
very well.
trust you so much.
I only got a 10.
Well, they are dumb, first off, and secondly, he's doing it very well. Let me see. Roll
With
something here.
advantage.
Oh yeah. They believe you. They're like, okay, one more whack, then we go. So you convince them to leave, but not now. So, Anything else you would like to do on your turn, Baron, or no?
Yeah. While they're focused on killing them, I'm gonna break concentration on my fairy fire,
Okay.
and I'm going to like use my wild shape to like turn into a tiger and try to stealth away.
Okay. So
It's a bonus
use-
action.
Yeah, sure. So as soon as he does that, you see her turn around, turn into a tiger, and hold fast. Make a stealth check.
All right, hold on, I gotta check my dex.
This is fucking crazy.
Yeah, you confuse the crap out of these ogres. It's like, where did Vaughn?
I gotta find it. Sorry, was not prepared for
Fine.
this part.
Oh, for the tiger stats? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tiger stats. Well, it's just your stats, though, no? Because it's wild shape.
Listen,
It's
a good
because
thing.
of I take on, I believe, the stats of the I guess it should be my stats. I'm not sure
You
how it works.
with wild shape, I think you do take on the stats of the animal you turn into.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's.
All right. So just to kind of speed up the game a bit, just roll a d20 and then plus. Let's see. A tiger's generally fast, so we'll say it's a plus.
Dex is 15 on Tiger, so +2.
Yep. was gonna
But I
say
get a
plus
+6
2.
to stealth for
Yep.
their skills.
It is true. So go ahead. We.
All right. So I rolled a 11 with the
Yeah.
modifiers.
Yeah, they don't seem to notice you. They have very low wisdom. So you tell this. Your whole ass. Ogre's turn. They're gonna try to do what you said. One more whack. First whack against the elven lady. Let me check their stats.
I gotta take a quick call.
That's fine. Do. Checking stats of the ogre. Oh, that'll hit the woman, unfortunately. The woman gets boom whacked right at her right side, and as it does, you hear a bone crack. And as you do so, she looks very, very hurt. The second ogre will attempt to attack. Let's see. Banther revealed themselves. Ichabod ran away. Yeah. Banthor attack. Completely misses. So Banthor blocks it. Third ogre will try to attack. Let's see. The third ogre is right above Banthor. Sees him pop up. He would attack Banthor. Banthor's AC is a 16. Does not hit. So again, Banthor blocks another attack. Axius, you are stealth. You see a tiger pass by you. And other than that, you do know Ichabod's nearby you, but Banthor and the woman are still there. What would you... Oh, I forgot to do woman. My apologies. She will disengage and run away with you guys, seeing how she's the smartest one out of pretty much the ogres. She will make the idea and just haul ass. So, with you guys. So,
How far is the horse carriage from me?
30 feet.
I'm going to use my full movement to get there, look at Anea and say, we got to go, get this cart moving, we got to go back and pick everyone out and leave.
Okay.
And essentially, I'm going to hop in the cart with her, with my pike at the ready, and then it's up to her to gallop, yeah.
Okay. It would be Banthor's turn, but he is not revealed. So we'll come back to him in a second. The zombies get ever so closer. Ichabod, what are you doing?
I see that the girl moved.
Yep. You see Axius haul ass and jump into the cart.
And the one ogre turned into a tiger.
Yep. You see this.
It's
Are
the
those-
same white tiger that you saw when we went hunting, by the way.
Yep.
Okay. And the two ogres are facing Bathurn and their backs to me, right?
Yep, their backs to you. They don't notice you. They're more focused on the elven woman and Banthor instead of
I'll
you right now.
run up and swing at another one the same way I did the cook.
All right. 2 attacks. Let's do it. These two have not been hit yet, so roll good.
Right. Longsword,
Mm-hmm.
natural 20.
Nice. So max damage plus the die roll.
Oh, 6 points of damage.
No,
How much?
6 points.
16.
So
it's
it's the
max.
max damage. So if you
Oh,
if it's
the max.
It's max damage plus the die roll. So if you had a d6 plus 2, it would be 8 plus the die.
Oh, okay. It's a D8 plus 3. That would be 11 points
11
damage.
plus the die roll.
Plus 6.
So
11 and 6 is
17.
17. So you do 17 damage to the ogre. It's pretty solid damage. You make a big gash onto him. You're like,
on the back
oh!
of his leg like the other one, but
Yep.
I will not swing with the short sword so I can disengage.
So you use
Try to
your
grab-
action. So you use your action. So when you make the attack action, that takes up your action, unfortunately. Because
But I'm not
disengage
going to swing with the short sword.
sword sword is a bonus action.
Yeah, I'm going to use that bonus action to try to get around him.
Nope.
Get to Banther.
Disengaging takes up a whole
Yeah.
action. You use your action to attack.
Oh, disengaging. Okay.
You're now rogue, unfortunately.
Oh, then I guess I'll swing with my sword sword.
All right, that you could definitely do. Make an attack roll.
13 plus 5 is an 18 to
That
hit.
hits. They're big dudes. They're not hard to hit. So, hello. We'll come
For
to you in a
8
second.
points of damage.
8 points of damage. Slash. You do another two slashes to the leg. One of the legs does what it did to the previous ogre. The other one just makes a cut. He's like, oh, little elf, you will hurt. Anything else?
And try to get to Banther.
All right, you get to Banther easily. Banther, we're gonna rewind it back to you because we have to skip it over you. So, what would you like to do? The horde is coming. You see most of your converts leaving, except for Ichabod, who is trying to take down these ogres, and the elven woman. Half elven woman? Excuse me. What would you like to do?
I, for one, need to check my spells because I swear if I have something. No, I don't. I have Ray of Enfeeblement.
My apologies. The elven woman ran away. My apologies. Towards your guys' cart. My
Okay.
mistake.
I will then disengage and book it towards Enea's cart.
All right, you book it towards. You ran a very, very fast past these ogres. Varen, you're just gonna continue going to the cart.
I'll call the
Yeah.
Ichabod to follow me.
All right, Varen, your turn. What do you do?
I'm heading towards the cart. Full on tiger sprint.
Okay, tiger sprint. You do so. Ogres. Var, okay, Var. Oh, he ran away. Guys, come on, let's go. He picks up his buddy with the 2 cut legs and is carrying him. Basically, gonna spend the turn carrying him. The other one's like, okay, I'm gonna smash him. Then we leave. He's gonna attack you, Ichabod. Ooh, he hits hard. Unfortunately, he will hit you for. He'll hit a 23 to hit, which will definitely hit. You'll take 13 points of bludgeoning damage from this ogre.
So as we take away the 8 that temporary points, right?
Yep, 8 first, and then the rest goes into your regular HP.
All right.
So, bam, whack. He's like, okay, we go now, and he walks away. You can make an attack of opportunity if you want.
All right, just
Think
a
about it.
moment.
Okay.
All right. I'm down to 19 hit points, and I will return the favor to him.
I try to slash
My
him.
longsword. A 14.
14. Let me check the stats. 14 will hit. Roll damage.
For 10 points of damage.
Yep, you slash out. We find you later. If we see you, we hurt you. And they will basically drag their buddy. And the only one that is able to stand is gonna like clear some zombies, like whack, just clearing house. At this point, we're out of combat. I'm assuming you joined the group.
Yeah, I book it to the wagon and.
All right, you book it to the wagon, and as you do, you guys are able to climb to the wagon as you see these groups of zombies being led by green-eyed zombies towards the general sound of where it came from. But because of the carts, you guys are able to escape. However, what you don't notice is the elven woman hops into your cart, and as she does, she's like, ugh. You can see that like she's hurt real bad. I mean, she just got whacked by one of these great clubs. Ichabod, that really hurt. It almost crushed you. But this elven woman has joined into your cart.
I'm too busy with my pike, just making sure I
Uh-huh.
keep anything at bay to notice anything.
With
Okay.
my
I
sword.
stand.
Oh, sorry.
I stand with my shield ready to cast my channel divinity of undead if any uh, of the horde gets too close.
Sure. You wanted to
I
do
will-
something about?
Question the elder lady. I still have my sword eye. Say, have you been bitten? Show me.
I have not been bitten. I was merely captured by those dumb ogres. Who are you? And she's like gesturing her hands and with some magical effects from her hands.
People have just saved your life.
And we'll end the session there. We'll end the game tonight's game. You all level up to level 4. So all of you should,
Yay.
I think, get ability score improvements at this
Oh,
point.
I get a fighter subclass. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
I got.
you do get a fire subclass. Well, keep it a secret for now. But
Dude, I already
you,
know. I'm so stoked.
you guys are level 4, so congrats. Most of you get ability score improvements. You put those into whatever, or you could decide to get a feat, whichever you decide. I'll know in the
Okay.
character sheet, and we'll see what happens. Who is this elven woman? What is she doing with ogres? What is the mystery behind the green-eyed zombies? And I guess we'll never find out what happens at that farm. But what we do know is that you have someone new who joined your party, and you'll find out next week. So, for the Twitch chat, thank you for joining us. We really do appreciate you. And if you guys want to see some exclusive Dead Realms content, as far as like seeing pictures with the players and other such things, join the Pocket Dimension Discord. The link is in the description. Should be underneath the Twitch chat. Join that, and if you feel like you want to join the game or feel like joining these ragpad crew, motley crew of sorts, you can definitely join. Just try to find me on the Discord or just message me and we'll talk. And also, forgot to also mention this last week too. I want to thank the artist. Lady K does art. You can find her Instagram in the description as well, who did this amazing background along with the logo as well. So if you feel like doing some character portraits or any such things like that, you can head over to her link and then contact her that way for some arts that she can do for you guys. All right. So until then, guys, we'll see you next week. Take care.
See ya.